Ansible is a powerful automation tool that can streamline and simplify IT tasks, including managing files and directories. One common requirement is to read the content of multiple files in a directory and process them accordingly. In this guide, we will walk through how to use Ansible to automate the process of reading the content of multiple text files from a specified directory. The objective: 1. List all text files in a specified directory. 2. Read the content of each file. 3. Store the contents in a variable. And 4. Display the file contents. We're gonna start with one playbook and then we're gonna improve till the last iteration of this. Let me show you how. Welcome to my editor. I already started the play name read content from multiple files, that is target all the hosts, and we don't need system information, so gather facts is false. Let me start finding all the files underneath the current directory in a recursive way, having txt extension and saving this result in a files_list variable. Cool, now let me proceed with reading the content from each file. One very important thing is actually to save the result in one variable that I'm gonna call file_contents, that will be the one that I would like to display on the output. So I will be iterating through all the list of the file that I was discovering before. So let me loop through files_list.file, and I'm gonna read each file using Ansible built-in slurp module. So let me use item, that is the variable of a loop, and let me save the content under the file content directory. Cool, there is a little bit technicality, but long story short, this is gonna loop through all the file, and most important, it's gonna display the file content at the end. Does this playbook work? There is only one way to do it. Welcome to my terminal. Now, in order to execute my playbook, let me use the command ansible-playbook. Let me specify an inventory file. In my case, inside this file, there is only localhost because it's easy to test this type of script on the current directory. And let me use read_multiple, that is the file list. As you can see, there is a specific error because it seems that there is a conflicting action statement between set_facts and slurp. Okay, now let's deep dive and investigate a little bit more about what really means this error. The error occurs because you have a conflicting action statement within a single task definition. In Ansible, each task can have only one module or action. However, my task read content from each file is attempting to use both ansible.builtin.setFacts and ansible.builtin/slurp. To correct this, I should separate one of the two actions in a distinct fact. Let's get back to the editor. Welcome to my editor. First of all, let me highlight the two tasks, the Ansible built-in slurp and the Ansible built-in setFact. In order to solve this conflicting action statement, we need to separate the Ansible built-in setFact and the Ansible built-in slurp action in distinct tasks. And let me do it like a cutting and create a new task that will be like a setFact for file content. Okay, in this task I'm gonna use the setFact that is actually creating a new variable. This is more like in-memory variable called file content, and let me specify the content later. So now let me correct a little bit this playbook. Just let me improve a little bit the readability. First of all, let me move a loop below, and we're gonna save the result of the reading of a file in a new list that is called slurped file. In this way, we're gonna iterate through the list and read the content of each file and combine all together. How are we gonna do it? Well, let me use the pipe operator and combine with a map function. This is a filter that is integrated inside Ansible, and we can mime completely the Python map function, so we can merge together the result based on the attribute content. Or another things that I would like to do it is just passing through a filter. Specifically, this is the base64 decoding, because the content of the file is saved using base64 encoding. And let me specify that I would like this content as a list, so it will be easy to iterate through. So basically, I was starting with a key value pair inside the slurped file, and now let me optimize to as a list. So the final result will be each line of the text file that we're finding inside the directory. There are a little bit more other optimization. For example, let me specify the direct path on the file system. In this way, it will be clear for the operating system where I would like to find this file. And let me solve also one issue here. You don't need to have a space between the map and have any other error. Let me double check that every variable is spelled correctly. You have no idea how small error or like mistyping or typo have a big impact on Ansible. So be very careful, spend some extra time to validate all the spaces and all the variable name in your playbook. So now we see the result in the terminal. Let me execute again the same command, Ansible playbook, specifying the inventory file and the playbook name. This time we're gonna actually execute the code, so it's a good sign. We have no syntax error, and let's break down. The first task is to list all the text file in a specified directory. We use the ansible.builtin.find module to search for txt file within the directory and its subdirectories using recursive. The result of the search are stored in a variable called file_list. And then next we read the content of each file found in the previous step. The Ansible built-in slurp module reads the content of each file and encodes it in a base64 format. We loop over the list of files and store the result in a variable called slurped file. Set fact for file contents. We then use the Ansible built-in setFact module to decode the base64 encoded content and store it in a list. This makes it easier to process and display the content. And finally, we display the content of all the files using the Ansible built-in debug module. This helps verify that the content has been read and stored correctly. By following this guide, you can easily automate the process of reading the content of multiple files using Ansible. This playbook lists all text files in a specified directory, reads the content, stores the data, and displays it. Such automation can be incredibly useful in various scenarios, including log file processing, configuration management, and data collection. Feel free to adapt this playbook to suit your specific need and directory structure. Happy automating!